I'm doing ugly Christmas mugs instead of ugly Christmas sweaters. The tea that I'm drinking, I wish there was a fragrance that smelled like it. It's a sweet almond green tea from David's Tea. I grabbed it last year and I haven't like touched that packet at all, and I just made it this morning. Oh my God. I keep smelling it thinking like this is the perfect like almond tea scent. I want a fragrance like this. Somebody please hear me and make a fragrance like this. If you're new here, this is a fragrance channel. My name is YANA. This is The Scented. We do fragrance things. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my favorite designer fragrance discoveries of the year, and specifically fragrances that were released in 2022. I will do a separate video of just my best discoveries. These are really focused on the best releases of the year and a couple worst releases. I always like to sprinkle in a little negativity. Hey, if that's your vibe, subscribe, hit the bell, stay tuned for new videos coming up. Let's get started. We'll start with a summer release. This is Jean Paul Gaultier, La Belle, Fleur Terrible. I love this fragrance, and this is on the number 5 or 6 spot, whatever. It's the last one because it does have a weird kind of rotten melon thing in the opening that I don't love, but it does clear up and it does become a really beautiful, unique kind of creamy type of melon-esque scent. The notes listed here are water lily and iris, but I don't get any of that. There's no real strong powderiness. There's a bit of this water lily facet. Yes, there is a touch of like aquatic green floral. It's really unique. It's kind of mystical. A beautiful, stunning bottle. Like one of the most beautiful bottle releases of the year, I think. And I do really love the scent. I wore this one a ton in the summer. I've kind of forgotten it now that the winter is here, but I did wear this a lot in the summer and I did hype it at that time. This gets love and hate, but I think it is one of the more unique, outstanding designer fragrance releases of the year. It is really well done. It is long lasting for a fresh kind of summery scent, and it's not a typical freshie. It offers something really unique. It's very different from the rest of the La Belle lineup. It doesn't smell at all like them. I mean, I guess there is a slight almost pear-like scent. It's mixed in with this what smells like melon to me. None of those notes are listed. They only give you 3 notes. There are definitely more than 3 notes in here. It is a marketing thing for sure. But regardless, a really well done fragrance, the best of 2022. So this is number 6 for 2022, La Belle Fleur Terrible from Jean Paul Gaultier. On number 5 is a limited release from Lancome, and this is La Vie est Belle Domaine de la Rose. Guys, this is ridiculously overpriced. I think that Lancome is trying to sell this for like $140 for the 30 ml because it is a limited release. And I do not like La Vie est Belle as a collection in general, but this one caught my attention because it is a dominant rose and patchouli scent instead of it being that sweet kind of like fruit chili thing going on. This is a lot more woody, a lot more rich, strong on the patchouli, not a dirty, earthy patchouli, quite crisp, a little bit almost medicinal. The rose is gorgeous. There's a touch of gourmand in here. There's a touch of sweetness, but it's very subtle, very complex, very well done for designer fragrance, especially. One of the more beautiful, sweet rose patchouli scents that I've smelled. Just the price is not acceptable. Like I did grab this for a deal on the L'Oreal warehouse outlet online. If you just Google L'Oreal outlet, it'll come up, and they advertise through Instagram all the time. This, occasionally they have good stuff pop up. Right now they don't have anything good, but this at one point they had, and I think I got it for, I think maybe $70, which is still expensive for 30 ml, but a lot more reasonable than like 140. So yes, this is a limited release, so I think once it's gone. But if you can find it and you can find it for a decent price, I would 100% recommend it. This lasts all day and beyond, as most La Vie est Belles do. It doesn't have the sickening sweetness for people who were generally put off by La Vie est Belles, the originals, the other flankers that you found too sweet, like myself. All of them were too sweet for me. This is way dialed down on the sweetness, much more balanced, a little bit more earthy, a lot more elegant. On number 4 is Viktor & Rolf Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid. I really like this one of the Flower Bomb flankers. This is probably my second favorite after Flower Bomb Midnight. I still love Flower Bomb Midnight the most, but this is one of the better releases of the year. It has a nice peachy powderiness in there, a soft vanilla. The opening has a weird green thing, so this I don't like. There's a note of vine in here. It does go away. It almost comes across like green licorice to me in the opening. I don't like that first like 2 minutes, and then it's smooth, and then it's a lot smoother after that. It's a really nice, not too sweet, less patchouli take on Flower Bomb. Actually, no patchouli at all. So if you're not a patchouli lover and you really want to like Flower Bomb, but something about that patchouli is not doing it for you, try this one. It's a lot smoother, creamier. It reminds me a little bit more of the discontinued Flower Bomb Extreme in the black bottle that had a lot more of a like smooth vanilla. This is like that, a little bit sweeter too. People compare it to Flower Bomb Nectar. I don't get too much of that. It really reminds me a little bit more of the discontinued Extreme. Number 3 and number 2 were a struggle for me to choose which one goes where. They are so close. But on the number 3, we'll have Burberry Her Elixir. This is a beautiful creamy strawberry release. The only reason why this is on the number 3 spot is a subjective reason, and it's just because I don't personally wear it as much, even though I do love it. It is a unusual gourmand. I did speak about this in my recent sweet winter fragrances video, which I'll link up here for you guys, as well as the whole comparison of the Burberry Her lineup, which I can link over here for you. And in the description, you guys will find it if you want to hear the comparison. This is very similar to the original EDP, but a lot creamier. It's less of that candy strawberry and more of a creamy strawberry. It's a really, really nice release. It does kind of replace the Intense, which has been discontinued, which is a bummer. Similar to that in the creaminess, doesn't have as many berries. I loved the Intense. This is kind of a replacement. So yeah, it is very, very long lasting. It lasts, again, all day and beyond. I find it very powerful. I don't find it overbearing in terms of that strawberry and the sweetness. I do find this much more balanced than the EDP. Just for when you're craving like a nice, sweet, creamy strawberry, truly one of the best strawberry-centric fragrances that I've ever smelled, and a great release for 2022. And on number 2 is YSL Le Parfum. This is a love for me. It has added notes of saffron, which I adore. Ginger is a lot stronger. It's like a candied sweet ginger. Again, I've compared the whole YSL Libre lineup. I've done a full like shopping guide so everybody knows what smells like what and can figure out what's the best for them. I'll link that up here if you're a Libre lover. But this, for me, this I like better than the Intense personally, because I do like this ginger freshness. I like this unusual soft saffron touch. It has honey, which for me is an off-putting note. Usually fragrances with honey are like a hard no-go for me, but here it's gentle. It's really well blended with the entire mix. Super balanced, still the original Libre DNA. I don't find this one quite as long lasting though. I thought it was quite long lasting, but it lasts a little bit less than the Intense for me. If you didn't like the original EDP and you didn't like the Intense, this one is still worth trying because it is different enough, but it retains that original DNA. I do love this one. This one I reach for quite a bit, and it's low, not because of my wearing. You guys already know that I do have the Decant shop, thescented.ca, if you guys were curious to try any of these fragrances or any fragrances at all, just search them up. They're probably there. And on my number 1 is Narciso Musk Noir Rose. I wear this one a ton. I wear the original Musk Noir as well. This is a clean, elegant musk with plum, a gentle sweetness. There is a very, very slight vintage vibe, almost suede-like, similar to what you find in Musk Noir in the original, but with an added gentle rose. It is very elegant. It is very grown up, but not outdated. There is no suede note in here like Musk Noir has. There is no suede note, but it does have the same smoothness. It's a very, very easy wearing scent. It would be perfect on any occasion, really. I prefer this one a little bit more in the evenings. I just think it has that extra bit of like a sexy, sweet touch, just a touch, just a little bit, that makes it more appropriate for me for evening wear. But I think it would work perfect all around. I think this would be a great signature scent. And if you didn't like the Musk Noir, you wanted something a little bit more sweet, maybe a little bit less of that vintage touch that the Musk Noir has, this one would be a perfect one. I do prefer this one over Musk Noir, even though I find myself actually wearing Musk Noir more often, but that's just because my man likes Musk Noir more, so it encourages me to wear it more. But I love this one. When I smell the two of them, I love this one just a little bit more. Now that we're done with the good stuff, that was the number one, on to the baddies, and not the baddies like in a good way, like the baddies. Let's start with Carolina Herrera, Very Good Girl Glam. This as well is a limited release. This is Very Good Girl with a cherry note, but there is also something in here that just makes it annoying. There's a sharpness. There's just something that doesn't work right. Past the opening of that tart cherry, it turns into like a worse version of the original Very Good Girl. So this is a bit of a disappointment for me. Another disappointment actually comes from Chanel, which is such a bummer because I do love this house. They have beautiful fragrances. This one just isn't up to par. It is like a clean, soapy, musky rose. It is an overpriced body spray. Let's call it what it is. This has zero performance, half an hour, maybe an hour if you spray a lot. And really it is just a musky rose scent. It has red berries as well. The red berries, it's like cranberry. Honestly, a scent that I really like that kind of smells like red berries that I've smelled recently is Philosophy Amazing Grace Intense. I want to get a bottle of that. I actually don't know if it was released this year or not. If it was released this year, hey, it's one of the best releases and I should have had it on the list. But I did not look that up before I started filming. Every time I go into the drugstore where they have it, I spray it on myself and I love it. That is kind of what I was expecting out of this, is more of this tart, almost like winter berry type of scent. And I didn't get that. I was expecting a nice powdery Chanel touch. Really, it fell flat for me. It is just essentially a soft, soapy, musky rose body spray that is insanely overpriced. Another disappointment for me is the newer release from Issey Miyake, and it is a Drop d'Issey Eau Fraiche. It's not a bad scent. It's not bad at all. When I wore it, it gave me a headache. It smells like kind of a bathroom freshener. Not bad, but it's nothing interesting. It's been done before. I don't get too much of that lilac. It is like, it's just disappointing. The original A Drop d'Issey is better. This one, the bottle's beautiful, but it just didn't interest me at all. Like, it's very forgettable. It's just a fresh scent, like almost like any fresh scent. Born in Roma Coral Fantasy from Valentino. This is a disappointment as well. It had an interesting note of kiwi, which intrigued me, but it just smells like a body spray. Like, it really smells like you could get something similar, if not better, from Bath & Body Works. So it doesn't live up to the standard that designer fragrances should have. They should have more quality, more performance, and it's not a bad scent, but for the price point, for the value, like the value is not there. A polarizing scent is Fame from Paco Rabanne. I think that they try to one-up themselves every time they release a new bottle as to how much more tacky it can be. And this, like, for now is their tackiest. It's like, I don't know, it looks like a Lady Gaga costume. Maybe that's the inspiration, I don't know. It is a tropical scent. I am wearing it on my hand. Again, it's not bad, and if you're looking for a tropical scent, it could be a good one. But there are a lot more intriguing, nice, milky type of scents. Like this one has a milkiness about it. It kind of reminds me of Sunfruit from Ellis Brooklyn. Ellis Brooklyn Sunfruit is a lot nicer, more complex, and like interesting than this, and it's a clean fragrance. It's not bad, and I'm not saying that it's a bad release per se, but it's not one that I would purchase for like a full bottle. Again, not a bad scent by any means, but not one of the top picks. And I just want to touch on the new Jado Parfum d'Eau. This is an alcohol-free formulation, so of course you can't expect massive performance. I actually do really like this one, so I'm not saying that it's one of the bad releases. I haven't had enough experience in testing this out. I just wanted to throw this one out at the end as a neither here nor there, but give you my take on it. It has a beautiful creaminess about it. It really smells like a lotion, like a Jador infused lotion. It's lovely. It's very, very feminine. I may possibly get a full bottle of this. I like it. I like the milkiness with which it comes on the skin. And it's a very gentle scent. It's a scent that you can get away with wearing when you want to seem like you're not really wearing a fragrance and like that you just smell beautiful. Maybe it could be your body lotion. Maybe it could be your body wash or your shampoo, like an expensive smelling one. It does smell quite luxurious. It smells like a luxurious body milk infused with a fragrance. Price point, value, again, I'm not sure that it's there, but if I could get it on a discount, I would grab it. I do think it's a really lovely smell and just a very easy wearing type of elegant feminine scent. I do like that one a lot more than the Jado Eau de Toilette, which has a sharp greenness to it. It's a little bit too green. This one is just smooth, creamy, gentle florals. And that's it for this year's top designer releases and a few of my personal worst ones. I haven't smelled all of this year's releases, but I have smelled most of them. So these are the ones that were the standouts for me in terms of the top picks. These are really the ones that I found were totally worth buying. Overall, new releases typically do disappoint, especially when they're flankers. So these ones were the standouts in my opinion. I would love to hear what you guys think. What do you think were the best and worst releases of the year? Leave me a comment down below. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Stay with me, hit the bell. You'll see all the new videos coming up, and like this video if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.